Hey everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back for some more crazy Minecraft. And yes, back in the normal scheduled location of sunset. I've already accomplished my goal. It was a little complicated in one thing, in that I had to remember that whenever I got my kettle working, after I had everything together, including the flint and steel, I had to make sure that it was lit during the entire process of brewing. And that made it a little tricky, as I had to toss quickly while having a lit plank underneath it. So that was something. Did manage to accomplish it. Uh, uh, lips, lips, please, lips, please. Eventually managed to accomplish it. There we go. Okay. Now I do need to do some distilling as well, because I need to still one of these brews of flowing spirit, which is, remember, I was having to do in the kettle in the spirit world only. So that was something. And yeah, I have to have them distilled with an oil of vitriol and a couple of clay jars. But it'll produce a lot of what I need, like lots. And what the? Really? Feeling bad there? Huh. Well, this is what. Okay. In case you're wondering, while I was thinking of chiseling stuff, wait, do I actually have that in my back? Yeah, I still have my obsidian chisel in my backpack. But I made one of those, and I chiseled my location over there a bit. Make it look a little better. It's still very tight ceilinged, as some people think. I tend to do low ceilings for some reason whenever I make little houses. Guess it's just being block conservative, so instinctive conservation of resources. But yeah, as I was going to indicate, I get these brews of hollow tears, which is what I need to summon forth a demon. And the actual summoning process will be a little bit, well, it'll have a lot of oomph to it whenever I pull this off. At least I think it'll work out, because I'll need this circle talisman here, which has a small and medium ritual in it, which is a 7x7 and an 11x11, I think, is what all I need. Because, yeah, for summoning the demon, I need an 11x11, and, well, not summoning the demon. I have the demon in a golden lasso. What I need to do is bind the demon into a mirror, which also makes it simultaneously, so you don't have a separate item called mirror. That you have to use in this recipe, as you might note. You have a gold ingot and a glass pane, which will become the mirror. The brew of hollow tears pulls the demon in, and about 2,000 altar power. So it takes a bit of a charge, but it's actually less ingredients than some other rituals and a lower power. But that's not all I need to do, because to make sure the demon doesn't walk away once I've got him out, I need to use a rite of imprisonment, which isn't really that hard to pull off. It just takes a slime ball and redstone and very little altar power to begin, but it requires 16 altar power per second, so that's why it's a good idea to have these two concentric circles. And the thing about ritual spells in witchery is that, well, a couple things. You can nest circles, and that's a pretty big deal, because you can sometimes do rituals that require different circles simultaneously, and they will also go in a special ordering function. If you want to know about priority, it's literally as presented in the book, so something that comes before another will trigger first. Like, for example, if I were to try to do Rite of Sanctity and Rite of Imprisonment at the same time, then what would happen is that Rite of Sanctity would trigger first, and then Rite of Imprisonment. So it has an ordering function, is literally as presented in the book. But because this is way before the ritual to bind the demon into a mirror, like way before, like seriously before, it's actually kind of way before because it's in the infusion setup. But yeah, I mean, like way before. Then the fact is that it will trigger way before that. So if I were to perform the rituals together with all the ingredients out, then what would happen is that it would start up the binding ritual or imprisonment ritual. I mean, it's a kind of binding ritual in a way, because it binds a creature or creatures inside into a location where they can't get out. So yeah, that's why it's included in that section. But anyhow, that'll trigger first, and then it'll try to hold the demon into the mirror. Now, if you also do the actual summoning ritual first, then it will kind of go like this. It'll start the imprisonment ritual, then it will do the summoning ritual for the demon, and then it will do the binding the demon into the mirror. So they'll all go all at once. I don't need all those steps because I already have a demon in a golden lasso right over here. So let me, speaking of which, I need to see if I can pop this circle talisman in the right spot. Nope. 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 I've done this before. There we go. The thing is, not absolutely everything has to be clear for every ritual, so this will be fine for doing it. It's just in summoning rituals, you usually have to absolutely have that inner space clear, so the fact I have a few blocks intervening won't actually be a big deal. I could theoretically have done some mutation rituals and get some graspers going here to make sure that the items are okay, but I should be able to do this successively pretty well. And at first I need to check my altar power, because it needs to start out really high for this because of that countdown, where it starts using some power every second. Oh, I have plenty. It's over 8,000, so I'm good. Hence why I'm also after the pinnacle, because I want it to be meme status at over 9,000 again. There's actually some things that require so much more power even than that. That's hilarious. So whenever I get that pinnacle, it should really work things out. And I've been kind of making progress. You may notice a couple goblins over there. I've separated out the ones that are important for getting my koboldite all the way through. So it's kind of something I've been doing, is I've just been relocating them with my golden lasso. Okay, so to do this, I need to start off with doing... Well, actually, I might want to partially clear my hotbar. See, the food will be good, but at the same time. Okay, so I need to toss these two in and trigger it, and then I should be able to... wait a moment. There we go. Then I should be able to get this started. Okay, that rite is started, and oh, I just remembered I need to go into nightmare form. Because I want to fly to this just right. Okay, because I'll have to put down my gold ingot, my glass pane, one brew of hollow tears, and then there'll come this little thing that I'll have to do, is I'll have to rapidly pop out the demon and then click that. See, you can't move. Darn you. Ah, man, that's a problem. Because I have to hit that very carefully. Okay, dive bomb. Oh no, did he get out somehow? Hey, come over here. Ah, I got him. I still got him. He blew off my armor, but I still got him. That's a fair trade. I mean, kind of. Oh, nothing broke. His fireballs didn't actually bust it. That's good. Okay, Bibliocraft, let me pop your armor on to make you look good again. Okay, whew. That was intense. Did not go entirely as planned, but it still worked, and I also need to... Did it run out of power, or did I just... Because I'm trying to remember if I thought I clicked it off already. I mean, did I click it off? Yeah, it's not taking any power down, so that ritual is off. Because I don't need the imprisonment if there's no demon to imprison. Because I already have him in the mirror. And it says inhabited. This means that the demon is in this mirror. At some other point I will do that ritual again and get another mirror that is inhabited, because I want to have one hollow and one inhabited. Because having them hollow is pretty cool, and having them inhabited is pretty cool. Because if it's inhabited, you can use mirror magic tricks of various sorts. It's pretty awesome, actually. If, on the other hand, you have one that's hollow, you can use it as a portable base. I kind of have the ability to do that by just teleporting back here with my hammer, but it also doesn't like me being morphed. So if I wanted a really quick escape where I didn't have to do that, I could use my mirror. Also, it is just kind of good to have a little extra space. You never know. And it can work regardless of dimension. Like, you just put it down, and you go in, and then bingo. Now, I have a couple options for which way I want to fight my reflection. I can go into the mirror, or... let me see here. I could theoretically do this. I'd probably have to move my setup again, because I need 5,000 ultra power, and this is going to be a bit of a rumble. So I'm not sure the best thing about doing this, actually, is this way. I think it'd be easier just to walk in and just go all out. It does take some interesting stuff that, admittedly, I do have access to. But the question is, do I want to do it that way or not? The thing about doing a reflection fight is they will actually mimic a lot of your equipment and things you have access to. So that can be just absolutely wild. And also, the question is, where do I actually do the fight? I kind of want a spot for the mirror that's not close to too many locations I could, yeah. Well, if I'm just going in and out of the mirror, I should be fine. So, that part probably shouldn't be a big deal. So, where do I want my mirror for, like, just temporary? I could, I could just decorate this little part here. There we go. Because if I walk into that, I'll initiate the fight. I can fly due to my morph. I don't know if it'll mimic that, but it might be able to. Because it will mimic some types of flight. Let me see, I want Mjolnir. I want my Eternal Slicer here. A couple of Rod Discs are good, maybe. Let me think here. Do I have anything... well, Lithe might be a good thing to cut loose right about now. Because it has a ton of void damage. I don't know if it'll fully emulate my armor. The reflection kind of can emulate a lot of your stuff. So it might be because I have this set that I need to... well, of course, it'll also emulate my sword back the other way, so either way will be well matched in melee. So that is kind of a point, although if it doesn't fully mimic what enchantments you got, then I'd be dealing a lot more damage. So there is that. Then again, there's also an interesting thought. Can I... if this could get really wild. Let me temporarily move that out, because I might... It's just a thought. So do I have any of these empty? I have the reusable one empty, which is good. It would be hilarious if I could catch my reflection. I mean, I know this doesn't have many limits, but that would be just beyond hilarity if I could pull that off. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. I mean, this is crazy Minecraft. Let's go crazy. So I'm gonna go in, fight my reflection, and see if I can actually catch my own reflection. That, I mean, if I put it back and then jump back out, would it reoccupy the mirror? I mean, I have questions about this, some of which might need to be answered. Okay. So I'm gonna answer them with a fight. Oh, come on, lag. Don't lag kill me. That would be an incredibly bad way to die. I've had it happen to me way too many times before. Haven't had it happen in a long time, but the memory. Come on. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Okay, he's invulnerable to that. Oh no. How did that happen? Do I have to... Okay, I need to do some things and be back, so I'll be right back, because that wasn't supposed to... When did... How in the world did I keep inventory go off? I need to retrieve my stuff immediately. And then I'll go back and... Okay, I'm back. Kind of did a run back and forth, and I think I spotted that its health actually retains damage over time. So using a kind of hit and run tactic can actually work to wear him down. So there's the thought. Still, not sure how some of that stuff happened in the first place. Maybe whenever I had to pick Savior Seal back up and put him back out because of the way the thing worked, maybe it stopped him from giving me a, a recharge? I don't know. I mean, you should have saved me in the meantime, but it didn't work. So I'm thinking it's probably because of how I accidentally hit him with the Safari Net. So let's try this without the Safari Net. And with a few different things here. Actually, I could probably get some of this stuff in a different position to make sure I don't have some things confused. Managed to sort out my stuff to a degree. Maybe I should actually go and swing with this. That would be a good one, because I don't know how well the it would emulate this. So yeah. Of course, the load in is still annoying, because for some odd reason it really has a hard time. But I think it's because it's tracking your position as to exactly where you should go, like it's individually your spot. Okay, now he did it. I still whacked him as a side effect. But wow, that took me down pretty fast even then. Oh, I got a wave edge. Punch one. I really wrecked my durability there. At least I think so. Do I have punch on this? I don't know if I do. That's a good question. Well, now I do. Yeah, I've got punch on it. I'm trying to remember if that's tap middle key or hit a certain button or what, but there was something, or maybe it just adds a trait. The thing is, Slash Blade's a little more complex than most people give it credit for. I'm gonna have to remember a few things. But yeah, I got an extra demon heart out of that. That was cool. But I went slashing to take him out there. I could have. I was also thinking of possibly using my Sapient War Wand, but it didn't come to that. Still, now this is actually hollow. I found out he's immune to being captured. So this is how this is. I think the reflection basically is like a mini boss. Had a pretty good amount of health even compared to me, so it's not entirely accurately your reflection, because if it was equivalent to me, it would have had 40 HP, which is standard player HP. Or I mean like 20 HP, sorry. It would have about 20 if it was really equivalent to me. Got 10 hearts, so about 20 HP. And it didn't have that. It had like 100. So it had like 5 times your health. So I think I think it nullified or tried to nullify my flying to a degree. And that may have also caused it to be a bit more biased in its direction. Either way, now I have a hollow mirror, and this is something everybody that has a mirror, and for that matter, every individual mirror, might I add, actually has a dedicated workspace. Like I have this area to work with. Well, let me see how big it actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 9 by 9 internally. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's 9 by 9 by 9. But this is what space you got to work with. So that's kind of it for this run, actually. Just wanted to really fight my reflection. And you can just hop back out and hop back in. And you can take the mirror and put it wherever, because again, this space is tied to the mirror. So it's pretty cool that way. So it was a bit fast. Oh, and for some weird reason, when you exit, you come out with a splash sound. Have not figured that part out yet, but it is kind of neat. I need to actually remember how to do adding these on. I think I use an anvil to change the special move. I think that's how that part works. But obviously I'm going to be burning through a lot of experience to repair my blade, so that's going to happen. I need to recharge my seal anyhow. So, uh, quick run, and let me see, can I in fact morph out back to my normal self and be looking okay? Because sometimes even morphing back is a little weird in this dimension. Okay, we're good. Anyhow, that'll be it for now. Just a quick little fight against a unique enemy that's always a reflection of you. It literally calls it a reflection in the, if you look through the spawn eggs in Witchery, so just to note, that can definitely be a thing. I think it's whoever uses the spawn egg gets their reflection, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm kind of pondering whether or not to mob battle with that in some way, because that'd be kind of interesting if you could have like versions of you fighting things. That's just an interesting concept, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while, but the more I think about it, the crazier it sounds. But hey, you never know. For now, this has been Glitch Reaper. I'll be logging off, so hope to hear from you all later, everybody, and remember, keep your Minecraft crazy.